If grocery stores stopped working tomorrow, most families wouldn't know how to feed themselves. Yet just 80 years ago, ordinary people did exactly that. During World War II, families turned their backyards into victory gardens, and those small plots produced nearly 40% of the vegetables eaten in America. They didn't rely on supply chains, they relied on soil. Today, we're facing a quieter version of the same problem, with rising food prices, fragile systems, and households spending over $10,000 a year on food that could be grown at home. The solution isn't new. It's a proven system refined by self-sufficiency expert John Seymour that can turn as little as 100 square feet into a dependable source of real food. And this is how you build a modern victory. Garden before you actually need it. If grocery stores stopped working tomorrow, most families wouldn't know how to feed themselves. We've become so used to convenience that the idea of producing our own food feels distant, even unrealistic. But the truth is, this dependence is very new. For most of human history, feeding your family wasn't something outsourced to supply chains, trucks, and warehouses. It was something built close to home, with systems designed to keep working no matter what was happening in the outside world. Today, we rely on a structure that looks strong but is actually fragile. Prices can rise suddenly, deliveries can stop. Shelves can empty faster than they refill, and when that happens, most people realize they don't lack land or time or ability. They lack a system, a way of producing food that doesn't have to restart every year or depend on perfect conditions. That's the real problem we're solving. Not how to grow a few vegetables, but how to replace uncertainty with something stable, repeatable, and built to last. Most people assume that starting a garden is the solution, but this is where many go wrong. They plant a few beds in spring, harvest for a short time, and then watch everything disappear as the season ends, only to repeat the entire process again the next year. It becomes a cycle of starting over instead of building forward. Seeds are bought again, soil is disturbed again, energy is spent again, but nothing permanent is created. This is why so many gardens feel like work rather than security. They are designed like seasonal projects, not long-term systems. A true victory garden was never meant to be reset every year. It was meant to improve with time, to grow more productive, more fertile, and more reliable the longer it existed. The difference between a hobby garden and a survival garden is simple. One produces temporarily, the other is designed to endure. The real shift begins when you stop thinking about plants as the starting point and begin thinking about soil. Every harvest, every root, every leaf depends entirely on what is happening beneath the surface. John Seymour believed that soil is not just a place to grow things, but a living system that determines the future of the garden. If the soil is weak, everything struggles. If the soil is rich and alive, the garden begins to support itself. Most modern approaches focus on feeding plants directly with fertilizers, trying to force growth from the outside. But a victory garden works differently. You feed the soil, and the soil feeds the plants. When that relationship is built correctly, fertility stops being something you purchase and becomes something that grows stronger year after year. Once you understand that soil is the foundation, the next step is learning how to build that fertility so it lasts. This is where compost becomes the engine of the entire system. Instead of throwing away kitchen scraps, leaves, grass clippings, and garden waste, you return them to the soil where they break down and become humus, the dark, crumbly material that holds nutrients, moisture, and life. Inside that compost, billions of microorganisms are doing the real work, transforming waste into fertility that plants can actually use. Over time, this process turns even poor ground into productive soil, not by adding something artificial, but by rebuilding the natural cycle that healthy land depends on. When fertility is created this way, the garden stops depending on outside inputs and begins generating its own strength. Now that the soil is being rebuilt, the focus shifts to how the garden is designed. A victory garden is not arranged for appearance, it is arranged for output. Every bit of space must be used with purpose, because productivity comes from how efficiently that space is organized. Instead of long rows separated by wide paths, the garden is divided into deep beds that are narrow enough to reach from both sides without ever stepping on the soil. This single change protects the structure you have worked to build, keeping it loose, aerated, and alive. When the soil is never compacted, roots can move deeper, moisture is held longer, and plants grow with far less resistance. The design begins to work with the soil rather than against it, turning a small area into something far more productive than it appears. With the space designed to protect and support the soil, the next decision is what you choose to grow. A victory garden is not about planting everything you like. It is about selecting crops that truly feed a household. Some plants demand space and effort without giving much back, while others produce large amounts of food from very little ground. The goal is to focus on reliability, calories, and nutrition. Crops like potatoes, beans, and tomatoes are chosen because they yield heavily and continue producing over time. Leafy greens can be harvested repeatedly instead of once, and root vegetables make use of the soil beneath the surface, adding another layer of production without expanding the garden's footprint. Each plant is selected not for variety, but for contribution, turning the garden into a source of real sustenance rather than a collection of seasonal harvests. The next step is making sure the garden never stops producing. Most people plant everything at once, harvest once, and then wait months for the next season, leaving the space idle for most of the year. A victory garden works differently. Instead of one large planting, small amounts are planted continuously so that as one crop is harvested, another is already growing to replace it. This rhythm keeps the soil active, keeps food coming, and prevents the garden from ever sitting empty. Vast, growing crops are followed by slower ones, and new seedlings are started before the previous plants are finished. Over time, this creates a steady cycle where the garden is always in motion, always producing, and never starting from zero again. As this cycle continues, the garden begins to behave less like a project and more like a system. Instead of bursts of activity followed by long gaps, there is a steady flow of growth, harvest, and renewal happening at the same time. Different crops share the space at different stages, some just beginning while others are ready to pick, which allows the same bed to produce multiple harvests throughout the year. Simple methods to extend the season, like protecting plants from early cold or late heat, stretch the productive window even further. The result is a garden that no longer works on a single timetable, but one that adapts to the seasons and keeps providing food long after a traditional garden would have stopped. To make this system truly self-sustaining, the final piece is closing the loop between what the garden produces and what it needs to keep growing. Instead of treating scraps, weeds, and waste as something to throw away, they are returned to the system and turned back into fertility. This is where integrating small animals like chickens or rabbits can play an important role because they convert leftovers and garden waste into manure that feeds the soil again. Nothing is lost. The garden feeds the animals feed the soil, and the soil feeds the garden. When this cycle is in place, the need for outside inputs drops dramatically, and the space begins to support itself in a way that feels stable rather than dependent. When all of these pieces come together, the garden becomes more than just a place to grow food. It becomes a system that reduces dependence, lowers costs, and keeps working regardless of what is happening beyond your backyard. Instead of starting over each year, you are building something that improves with time, producing more reliably as the soil deepens, the design settles, and the cycles strengthen. What once required constant effort begins to feel steady and predictable. A modern victory garden is not about returning to the past, but about applying practical knowledge to create resilience in the present. It is a way of taking control over something as essential as food, not in response to a crisis, but before one ever arrives, by building a system that is meant to last.